Am Pro Engineering back again to cover the second part of this now 4-part series on RC car lighting. I did mention in part 1 that this is going to be a 3-part series. However, today I just found another one of these inexpensive light kits. It was $13 that looks to be perfect. So I ordered it. Should be in about a month or so. So fingers crossed. But in the meantime, we are going to cover the... what is this thing called? GT Power Smart LED System. We already talked about this unit here. This package is actually different. It says Common Sense RC. Most likely this is just going to come completely blank, and whoever sells it puts in their own name. But you know, if it looks like this and has this packaging here, it's the one from the last video. We've also got this Tamiya one to talk about. Now this one's been kind of getting a lot of hits and questions sent to me. It's going to be the next one back to this GT Power Smart LED system. Is it any good? Let's find out. I'm going to first plug this into the receiver just like last time. So channel 1. This is kind of interesting because for this unit here, they all come pre-wired, whereas the other unit here, you had that Y harness that you plug them all into this unit. So this is actually, I think, a little bit tidier. However, the wires on the other version end up being a bit longer. So that makes it nice. And it does very nicely say channel 1 here. We have the receiver wired up. Now I want to mention a couple things here. There's a very nice little diagram that tells you what each location is specified for the vehicle. So it shows you that, for example, D3 and D9 are my front left and front left and rear left turn signal. To find them, it doesn't actually show which D9 is or any of that. What's interesting is that if you flip it around, okay, this is fabulous. I just noticed this. Let's get a little bit closer. D9, D3. Just notice these two. So if we tilt it back, it's kind of giving us the impression that that's D3 and D9. Now we spin this around. D3, D9. Is that D3 or is that D3? So it's going to be one of those things where maybe a little bit of trial and error. And you know, it might not even matter. I don't even know what the heck these things do. Why is there a rear-facing blue light? Ugh, I'm already annoyed. Let's get the lighting and plug some stuff in. I went ahead and wired in the LEDs. Something that I should have mentioned was when I purchased this, it did come in a box, and I believe it had a manual. Now, this is years ago. The same unit is still available, so I do apologize for the comment about just this being, the diagram of how these things are plugged in. I simply don't have the box anymore. What I went ahead and discovered was that this side over here is the correct orientation. So D12 happens to be this one here. So everything that happens to D12 is going to happen to D7. So the red there, sorry, it's blurry. Both reds are going to have the same functionality. Let's begin with the front lights. That's going to be D6 and D5, or D2 and D1, them being the same functionality. I'm going to start with D6. So D6 and D1 are going to be the same. The car is in neutral, as you can see here. So this is a good sign. It's on full brightness. Let's accelerate. All right, so why is this happening? So that's already useless to me. All right, so this is flashing for reasons unknown to mankind. Wonderful, thank you so much for that. That is D1 and D8, so that's useless to me. Let's take a look and see what D5 does. Here's our other forward-facing light. All right, it's full brightness right now. I will accelerate. In the video, it appears to be changing in brightness. It is not even noticeable when I'm holding it. What's happening is it's simply a surge in electricity causing that little flickering to happen. This is on at all times. Wonderful. This is already better than the last unit because this stays on. I'd prefer to have 4 forward-facing LEDs that stay on, but I guess one's going to be, or two's going to be better than none. Let's confirm that by plugging this one here into the other white. So D2 and D5. These should both be on full brightness right now, and they are. Wonderful. Floor it. Nothing's happening there. Staying at full brightness. Okay. Maybe I should have been less mean to this one here. I know that the other ones are useless to me, but whatever. We're going to have to deal with that in due time. I want to focus next on D12. D12 should be a brake light or a tail light. This is the one here, plugged in. This is red. And the light color doesn't have to actually correspond. I'm just kind of following the diagram there. Now it's already off, which tells me that's not quite accurate, since when a car has its lights on, the taillights are on. So in the other unit, that did work. Let me accelerate. Well, that's plus. Brake. So this acts like a brake light. In fact, I don't think it does. Hang on a second, because as I'm doing this, we have okay, so D11 right here. Notice how it's this blue light. Again, I can put whatever color I want. Here we are at idle. I'm at neutral right now, okay? The blue light's on. Let's pretend for a moment that this is red. If this is bright at idle, this would work as a tail light. This is good. Unfortunately, okay, so it goes away when I accelerate. So maybe this would work better. See, it's kind of weird because this comes on at neutral. This comes on when I slam on the brakes. So neutral, floored, brakes. I mean, I guess I can make this work. I can make this into a brake light. I can make this into, what do I make this into? Nothing whatsoever. Okay, so you can see why I still haven't used this thing. Left and right. Let's try these two here. So left, right. What is kind of weird about these is you are going to get a separate wire. You can see that there. One separate wire for one 3mm LED. So front and rear are separate harnesses. That's really all there is to this unit here. I've had this for years, and I still haven't found a use for it. So that's how much I like it. I really have to maybe put it in just something, because the turn signal functionality is good. You know, we have headlights, awesome. We have brake lights. Okay, it's not, it's not garbage. Well, there's the review on the GT Power Smart LED system. You see how it works. Maybe you have a application that this is going to work in perfectly. For me, it's not my cup of tea. So we've talked about this one. We've talked about this one here. Will the Tamiya one be any better? I have no idea. Let's find out. And again, we're going to have a 4th part to this video series for another unit that I just purchased. So fingers crossed, and we'll see how that one goes. We will see you soon with the Tamiya one coming up in a few days. I hope you all liked this video. Please subscribe. As I just mentioned, we've got a lot more stuff coming up. And we actually should have a brand new product available for the Tamiya Super Hornet Rising Fighter and Grasshopper 2 coming soon. If anybody is tired of the front suspension here with the most camber gain on the face of the earth, don't worry, you don't have to deal with that anymore. So that'll be coming up very, very soon. Thank you again. Please add me on Instagram as well as Facebook. You can find me at Ampro Engineering on both. I post there constantly, so you'll be able to see updates very quickly. Before you go, please check out the band Blue Pinto. There's a link to their Facebook page at the end of this video. They are the ones that provide all the audio for my videos, so big shout out to them. Thank you again, and we will see you next time.